Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel all about VLSI. In this particular video, we are going to start the discussion of burst length and burst size. Now, in our previous videos, we have started with what do you mean by AXI protocol, what are the channels which are present, and what is the relation between your right handshaking and read handshaking we have seen, and we have seen the dependencies, and these all things we have seen in our previous videos. Now, in this particular video, we are going to discuss what do you mean by burst length and burst size. Now, this burst length and burst size are also similar to your which we have discussed in our AHB protocol. So that are basically similar to this particular burst length and burst size. Now, in our AHB protocol, we have something known as H burst. Now, in this AHB protocol, we have something known as burst length. Now, in our AHB protocol, we have something known as H burst for determining the length of the beat. For example, if it was equal to 000, then it was an single incremental burst, and if it was 001, then it was our undefined length burst. But in our AHB protocol, we have something known as the signal which is known as AR length and AW length for determining the number of data transfers we are going to perform in a burst. Okay, now if your burst length is whether for the right channel or for the right data, we are going to have a separate signal which is known as AW length, and for the read channel or read transfer, we are going to have another separate signal which is known as AR length. But in the HB protocol, which we were having only one signal which is known as H burst for write and read transfer. But in the AXI protocol, we have two signals. One is AW length and another is AR length. Now, if it is equal to 4 zeros, then the number of data transfers we are going to do is only 1. And if it is equal to 0001, then the number of transfers which we are going to have is 2. And so on, 111, the number of transfers which we are going to have is 16. Now here, nowhere we are going to determine the size of the data. Okay, so here we are only going to determine the number of transfers which we are going to do in a burst, but nowhere we are deciding the size of the data, right? Now, the size of the data is determined by another signal which is known as burst size. Now, we are going to use AR size for our read transfer, and we are going to use another signal which is known as AW size for the write transfer. Using these signals, we are going to determine the size of the data which we are going to transfer. For example, let's say if we are going to have a simple master and a slave like this, right? And let's say if we are going to perform a write operation. Let's say if we are going to perform a write operation, and more specifically, it is a write burst operation, right? Now, let's say if I want to send 4 number of packets, like this. Now, how I am going to tell my slave that I am going to send 4 number of packets? So I am going to use the signal which is known as AW length. Now I am going to use the signal AW length, and I am going to decide how many packets I am going to send. So my AW length will be equal to 0011. That means 4 number of packets I am going to send. Now, what is the size of each packet, or what is the length of each packet? That is determined by another signal which is known as AW size. This signal we are going to use for determining the width of each packet. Now, let's say if my width of my packet should be equal to 4 byte, then I am going to take this signal AW size as 0, 1, 0. Okay, so that the width of each packet will be equal to 4 byte. The width of each packet will be equal to 4 byte. So this is how I am going to determine my width of each packet. Okay, now in this whole transaction, what is the data you are going to send? That is determined by burst length into size, which will give the whole data transfer. That is nothing but length is nothing but 4, and size is length is nothing but 4, and size is nothing but 4. So total 16 bytes of data you have sent. Okay, so this is how we are going to determine what is the size of total data which you are going to send. Okay, let's say suppose example, this is my master and this is my slave. Okay, and if I am going to perform a read operation, let's say if I am going to perform a read operation. Now, So how let's say in this read operation specifically I want to perform I want to receive 4 number of packets, or let's say 3 number of packets if I want to receive. Okay, and the size of each packet should be only 1 byte. The size should be equal to only 1 byte. Then how I am going to decide? So using this signal which is known as AW length, I'm going to decide how many packets I'm going to receive. So I'm going to receive only 3 number of packets, so my AW length will be equal to 0010, and the size of each packet is decided by AR size. Sorry, here I should use AR length because I'm going to read the packets. I'm going to perform a read burst, and what is the size of each packet? That is decided by AR size, so which is basically 000. That means only the width of each packet will be equal to 1 byte. The width of each packet will be equal to 1 byte, and total how many packets I am going to receive? I am going to receive 3 number of packets. So this is how I am going to decide the length and how many number of packets I am going to receive, or how many packets I am going to write in a burst. Now, so till now we haven't discussed what is the type of burst which we are going to follow. If we want how many beats should be present inside my burst, or how many packets I'm going to send or receive in a burst, what I've told is I'm going to use a signal which is known as AW length and AR length for determining the number of packets. Now, if I want to know what is the width of each packet or what is the size of each packet, then I have told that I'm going to use a signal which is known as AW size or AR size. Now, let's say if I want to determine what type of burst operation if I am going to use, whether it is a write burst operation or read burst operation, if I want to know what type of burst operation if I am going to use, I am going to use a signal which is known as AR burst or AW burst. So if it is a write operation, I am going to use a signal which is known as AW burst. Now, if it is equal to 00, then it is a fixed address burst. That means for each and every packet which you are going to send in this particular burst, for each and every packet the address will be constant. Okay, here we are not going to increment or wrap the address. For example, for this packet if I am going to send an address as 00, then for the second packet also the address will be equal to 00 only, and the third address will be also equal to 00, and the fourth packet address will be equal to 00 only. That is nothing but my fixed address burst. Whatever the address which we are going to have here, that is going to be fixed. Let's say suppose if we are going to use our AW burst as 01, then that means it is an incremental burst. For example, if we are going to have an address for the first packet as 00, then for the second packet your address will be incremented. Okay, and for the third packet the address will be incremented, and the fourth packet the address will be incremented. And how much amount that will be incremented, that we will discuss now. Okay, so please remember that if we are going to use a INCR burst, then your address is going to be incremented. Okay, and coming to wrap burst, if our AR burst or AW burst is equal to 10, then it is a wrap operation. Now, what do you mean by wrap operation? So for example, if our starting address is 00, and let's say if our next address is equal to 04, so on. Now, in the case of your incremental burst, your addresses will be incremented. But in the case of your wrapping burst, you will reach a point that is a particular address, so that you should go back to the initial address. That is nothing but your wrap burst, that we will discuss now. Okay, so these are the type of burst, and if your AW burst or AR burst is equal to 11, then that is nothing but a reserved. It is used for future purposes. Okay, so these are the type of bursts which we are going to have: fixed, INCR, and wrap and reserve. Now, let's say if I am going to perform a write operation, let's say this is my master and this is my slave. This is my master and this is my slave, and if I want to perform a write operation, now I want to send the data from my master to slave. So the number of packets which I want to send to my slave, let's say 2 number of packets. So here my beat length is equal to 2. Beat length is nothing but the number of packets you are going to send or receive. Okay, I'm going to perform a write operation. Size of my each packet, so the number of packets who is going to receive, who is going to decide? Your AW length is going to decide. So it is nothing but 0001. That means you are going to send 2 number of packets. You can see from the table. Now, let's say the size of each packet or the width of each packet, it should be only 1 byte. then who is going to decide? So AW size is going to decide your width of each packet. So it is nothing but 000. It is nothing but 000. That means only 1 byte. And the type of burst, let's say if I am going to take INCR burst, then my AW burst should be equal to 01. That means it is an INCR burst. Then it is an INCR burst. That means your address should be incremented. Okay. Now, so for the first packet, we need to have an address associated with it. Let's say it is a starting address or it is a base address. Let's say the base address here is 0, 0. Okay. Now what should be the address which is associated with the second packet? That is decided by your previous address plus the size of the packet. So the current address or the next address is decided by next address is equal to current address plus the size of the packet plus size of packet. Now what is the size of the packet which we are going to have? For this we are going to have 0, 0, and for the next address will be decided by the current address which is nothing but 0. And what is the size of the packet? Size of the packet is just 1 byte, so plus 1. Okay, so that is nothing but 1. So the address which is associated with the second packet will be equal to 1. Let's say if we are going to have one more packet, let's say AW length is equal to 0, 0, 1, 1. That means total how many packets which we are going to send in this particular example is nothing but 4 packets. That means for the third packet we are going to have an address nothing but next address is nothing but current address. What is the current address? It is nothing but 0, 1 plus what is the size of your packet? 1 byte. So we are going to have the address nothing but 2. Next for the fourth packet which we are going to have the address is nothing but 3. Okay, so this is how we are going to decide the address of the subsequent packets in a incremental burst. Now let's say if my base address or starting address, or you can say starting address as 0, 1. Okay, and my AW length is equal to let's say my AW length is equal to let's take it as 0001 0001. That means 2 bytes. Okay, and my AW size is equal to 001. Okay, which is equal to 001. That is 2 bytes. Width of each packet is equal to 2 bytes, and AW length is nothing but 2 number of bits, 2 number of packets I'm going to send. Okay, that means my master is going to send the data to the slave, and it is going to send 2 packets of data like this. It is going to send 2 packets of data, and the width of each packet is nothing but 2 bytes. The width of each packet is nothing but 2 bytes. And what is the starting address of my packet P1? It is nothing but 01. Now, and what is the size of each packet? It is equal to 2 bytes. The size of each packet is equal to 2 bytes. Now here we have an important concept which is known as aligned address. Now what do you mean by aligned address? Aligned address means, so in AXI or HP, each data transfer moves the number of bytes, that is 2 power size bytes at a time. So if size is equal to 2, then the number of bytes is equal to 4 bytes. This means each transfer moves 4 bytes. A naturally aligned address means the address starts the boundary that matches the transfer size. So for example, if our transfer size is equal to 4 bytes, then the valid address aligned addresses are nothing but 0, 4, 8, C and 10. So for example, in this particular example, my transfer size is equal to 2 bytes. So whatever the address which is divisible by 2, that is nothing but my aligned address. For example, here if we divide 1 and 2, our remainder is not equal to 0. That is 1 is not divisible by 2, right? So that's why this base address which we are going to use is not an aligned address. Okay, if we want to perform a aligned operation, if we want to perform aligned address operation, then we should take the base address such that it is aligned with our size, that is it should be divisible by our size. Okay, now For now, we are only going to consider only aligned addresses. In a future videos, I am going to explain you what do you mean by unaligned addresses and how we are going to deal with our unaligned addresses. But for now, we are only going to deal with aligned addresses, right? So here, since we are discussing about our aligned addresses, this is a invalid base address. This is an invalid base addresses. Okay. So I'm going to consider only a aligned address as 0, or I can consider my base address as 2 or multiples of 2, like you can either take 4, or you can either take 6, or you can either take 8. So these are all aligned addresses which are divisible by 2. You can take them as your base addresses, right? So if you are going to consider your first packet address as 2, then what is the second packet address? Next address is nothing but current address plus the size, that is 2 plus 2, that is nothing but 4. So this is how we are going to calculate our addresses in the case of your incremental burst. Okay, we will take one more simple example and try to understand. So if you want to know whether your address is an aligned address or not an aligned address, you should know the size. Okay, let's say if our size, AW size, if I am going to perform a write operation, then my AW size is nothing but let's say it is 4 byte. Now if I am going to consider my base address, I should always consider my base address which is multiple of 4. That is, whatever the address you are going to take, it should be divisible by 4, then it is nothing but my aligned address. Okay, so if I am going to consider my starting address as 6, then this is not aligned. This is not an aligned address. It is not an aligned address. So you should consider only your aligned address. Okay, so I'm not going to consider this. Let's say if I'm going to consider my base address as 8, then this will come under my aligned address. Okay, now let's say if I'm going to perform a write operation. This is my master and this is my slave. Okay, now if my master wants to send 4 number of packets like this to my slave. Okay, so what is your AW length? AW length is nothing but 0011. AW length is equal to 0011. Now let's say the size of each packet is equal to 4 bytes. Now what is AW size? AW size is equal to 4 byte, that is nothing but, you can refer to the table, 010. AW size is equal to 010. Now, and the type of burst which we are going to perform is an incremental burst. That means AW burst is equal to 001, which is nothing but INCR burst. Okay, now I should know the first base address. So the first base address, let's say it is A1. So A1, let us take it as an aligned address. So what is your aligned address which we are going to get is nothing but A1 is equal to, let's say it as 0. Okay, it is also an aligned address because your size is nothing but 4 byte. 0 is divisible by 4, right? So you can take 4. Now what is your address A2, that is corresponding to this packet P2? So for the packet P2, the address is A2. What is this address? It is nothing but next address is equal to current address plus 4 byte plus 4. Okay, because your size is 4, right? So that's why we are going to have the next address as 4. And what is your next address? A3. A3 is nothing but current address plus size, that is nothing but 4, that is nothing but 8. And what is your next address? A4, which is corresponding to the packet P4. A4 is nothing but 0C. Okay, so like this we are going to consider our addresses. So as I have told you, you should always associate a address for a packet. You cannot send packet as it is. You must always associate an address for a packet in the case of burst operation. Okay, or in normal also, whenever you are sending a single packet also, you must always associate a particular address to that particular packet. So that's all about this particular video. In this particular video, we have started the discussion about your length of the burst and size of the packet in a burst and type of burst, and we have also started with our incremental burst, and we have seen what do you mean by aligned addresses and what do you mean by unaligned addresses. And in our upcoming videos we are going to discuss about wrapping burst and how to calculate our wrapping boundary, and those all things we are going to discuss. So that's all about this particular video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel all about VLSI. Thank you for watching this.